The dodo, a tragic tale of extinction. The dodo, Raphus cucullatus, was a flightless bird endemic to the island of Mauritius, located in the Indian Ocean. Its extinction occurred in the late 17th century, making it one of the most emblematic cases of species disappearance due to human intervention. This bird became one of the first documented victims of extinction, caused by the arrival of humans and their activities, leaving a lasting legacy that has served as a reflection on the impact humans can have on the environment and species. The dodo stood approximately 1 meter tall and weighed between 10 and 18 kilograms. Its body was robust, with small and useless wings for flight, as the dodo evolved in an environment where there were no predators, leading it to lose this ability. Its curved, strong beak was ideal for feeding on hard fruits and seeds. Although dodo depictions often show it as a clumsy and plump bird, many studies suggest this image has been exaggerated, as the specimens studied at the time were often captive, affecting their health and behavior. The dodo did not need to flee from predators, as they did not exist in its habitat, which allowed it to evolve without the need for flight. The dodo lived exclusively on the island of Mauritius, a tropical island full of dense forests, pristine beaches, and unique flora. The absence of natural predators allowed the dodo to thrive in a peaceful environment where its primary food source came from fruits, seeds, and other plants it found on the ground and in the trees. In this environment, the dodo became an animal adapted to its surroundings, not needing to fly and walking freely across the island. The arrival of humans marked the beginning of the dodo's decline. In 1598, a Portuguese ship arrived at the island of Mauritius, marking the first documented contact between European sailors and the dodo. The sailors found the dodo easy to hunt, as the bird showed no fear of humans due to the absence of natural predators. The Dutch colonists, who arrived on the island in 1638, introduced new animal species like rats, pigs, cats, and dogs. These animals, finding insufficient food sources on the island, began attacking the dodo's nests, eating its eggs, and putting the species' reproduction at risk. Pigs also fed on the eggs, further reducing the dodo population. Despite hunting and the predation of its eggs, dodos were still numerous at the beginning of human contact, but the damage had already been done. The introduction of invasive animals not only affected the dodo's reproduction, but also altered its natural ecosystem. Deforestation and the introduction of non-native plants changed the island's environment, affecting the availability of food for the dodo. The island of Mauritius, once a pristine paradise, became inhospitable for many native species, including the very bird that had given the place its identity. Intensive hunting of the dodo by colonists and habitat destruction were decisive factors in the dodo's extinction. The last documented sighting of the dodo occurred in 1662, and it is believed that within a little over a decade, the species had completely disappeared. Historical accounts indicate that the dodo was hunted for its meat, which, although not particularly tasty, was easy to obtain due to the bird's lack of fear. Sailors and colonists quickly reduced the dodo population, and the combination of these factors led to the species' extinction. Despite its extinction, the dodo remains an important symbol in studies on biodiversity and conservation. Its disappearance became an example of how humans can irreversibly alter natural ecosystems and drive species to extinction. Over the centuries, fossil remains and fragments of the dodo's skeleton have been recovered, allowing scientists to study its anatomy and better understand how this bird lived. Today, taxidermy remains of the dodo are found in museums across Europe, serving as a reminder of a lost species and the lessons that can be learned from its disappearance. The dodo represents not only the vulnerability of species to human intervention, but also highlights the importance of conserving ecosystems and protecting endangered species. Its extinction occurred over a relatively short period, showing how fragile natural balances are when human activities affect the environment. The story of the dodo teaches us that species can disappear quickly when their habitats are destroyed and when proper measures are not taken to protect them. Today, the dodo is a reminder of the urgent need to preserve biodiversity. Through the conservation of species and habitat restoration, we can prevent other species from suffering the same fate as the dodo. While we cannot bring the dodo back to life, we can learn from its story and work to prevent other species from falling into the trap of extinction caused by human action. The lesson the dodo leaves us is clear. We must act responsibly to protect our natural world and the species that inhabit it. The extinction of the dodo was a milestone in human history, a reminder of humanity's ability to alter the balance of nature. Today, although the dodo no longer inhabits the island of Mauritius, its legacy remains alive as a symbol of the importance of conservation and the need to be responsible guardians of the biodiversity of our planet. The story of the dodo is a warning about the effects of human exploitation of natural resources and a call to take action to preserve the natural wonders that still exist.